Hello, I'm Titus Meadows, and today I'm interviewing John Alfred, the coach of the eSports team. How you doing, John?
I'm good, Titus.
So, John, if you could answer me this, what is eSports?
Esports is video game competition. So instead of a physical sport like football, baseball, basketball, we're still doing teams, but we're competing via video game.
All right. What will the tryouts look like for Rocket League and League of Legends?
So what we're looking for is players who can play really well together. So these are both team-based games, and a lot of students here like to play with their friends. So I'm encouraging kids who play together already to come and try out as a team, because they have that synergy that already works together. But individuals can too. We can build that synergy later. But we're looking for players that come in with League of Legends who understand different roles to play, what those roles are, what their champions can and can't do, and how to work together. For Rocket League, we're looking for something very, very similar. And also guys who can kind of understand that physics engine that's involved with Rocket League.
Mm-hmm. What are the specs on the computers?
So we're getting some brand new computers for this. So just like the other sports have their fields or their courts, we have to compete with new computers. So the district has gone ahead and bought 7 very high-end Dell gaming PCs. They're using 2080 NVIDIA graphics card, 24-inch or 25-inch monitors. That's still a little up in the air. We're looking at 32 gigs of RAM, i9 processors, all out. We're also going to be running with 7 kind of mid-range laptops as kind of our backup teams that will still process the games, but they're not going to be as high spec as those high-end ones.
So these computers are going to be pretty top of the line.
They are top
no
line.
joke.
These are Ferraris in the gaming computer.
All right. Now, the current games available in the eSports program, what will these games be?
So the games are decided by the AIA, the Arizona Athletic Association, that manages all high school sports. And they've decided in this first year of competition that we are doing League of Legends and Rocket League. There is some discussion for adding some more in the future, but those are the current ones. League of Legends is a PC-only game, where Rocket League is multi-platform. So kids who have been playing that on Xbox or PlayStation can port over pretty easy, because we can take those controllers and put them up with the PC and play with them.
So pretty much, if somebody's already playing on PS4, they can just move over to PC and it'll be a pretty seamless transition?
Yep.
All right. Now, a bit more of a personal question. What is your favorite aspect of each of these games?
So for me, both of them, I really like the team aspect of it, that it's not just your individual skill, it's your skill combined with those of others. And it shows that you're more than just by yourself. There are individual players that are amazing, but because they can't play with others, their team always loses. So they rack up too many losses, too many deaths, not enough assists, not enough kills, not enough scores in Rocket League. For League of Legends, I really like that it's a 5 versus 5, and the field is very open in it, so you can decide where you want to go as a team, and there's different strategies depending upon how your team wants to make pushes or anything else. Rocket League, I like that it's really dynamic. It's basically soccer with cars, but there's no goalie. So you have to play both the striker and defender and midfield all at the same time. And so it makes the games much more exciting.
So what you're saying is teamwork and chemistry is really what would get these games going then?
Exactly.
So when everybody's on these esports teams, that they need to get along pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. What games would you want to introduce into this esports league?
I would like to see 2K sports games, football, basketball, baseball, soccer, even hockey, because there's a lot of players who play that cross-platform, and so that would be easy to port over to PC. I would like to see Overwatch. There's still some tentativeness about having shooters like COD or Rainbow, because we're still in high school. And even though the colleges and pros have those games, because we're high school, shooter's probably not going to happen, but Overwatch, we might be able to pull that one off.
Mm-hmm. It's mainly because these are they're not as appropriate yet.
Correct.
How do you plan on bringing the esports league here at Willow Canyon to the next level and really pushing technical innovation?
Well, what I'm really excited about is we are the first school in the West Valley doing this. No other school in Dysart is doing this, so it's not happening in Valley, it's not happening in Shadow, but it's also not happening down in Agua Fria district, it's not happening in Peoria. And so we are the leaders of this wave of the future. And so what I really want to do is create a program that other schools are going to come and say, this is what we want to copy. I also want to expand this program to not just be playing video games, but teach a course on the business of esports. Computer games were a $1.5 billion industry last year. Multiple colleges are offering majors in esports and video gaming. Students can have that. The computers that we have that we're bringing in, the Dells, they can run full VR. So if we wanted to, we could take them over to, or we could have students from the medical classes come over and do VR operations and dissections. So instead of bringing in the frog or the pig heart, they can do it through virtual reality. So we can expand that as well. So we can get more computers. We can now do this with more and more students. I would like to see us working on computer builds, students getting the technical knowledge how to build and modify computers. There's so many different ways we can go with this. It's not just the sport, it's life skills throughout.
Mm-hmm. That sounds extremely interesting, especially with the VR operations for medical students. What are these teams going to look like? Like, how many players?
So for League of Legends, the teams are, you have 5 active players and 2 backup players. Rocket League is 3-1. And unlike football, basketball, baseball, we're not running a varsity JV freshman. We can run as many teams as we have computers. So with the 14 computers that we're going to have, we can run 2 League of Legends teams on Tuesdays when we compete. We can have up to 4 Rocket League teams with the computers that we have. If we get more computers, we can have more teams. So that's the only limiting factor.
So you're not certain that there will be a freshman varsity or JV team?
No, there will not be. It's not a question. There's not. So I can have seniors, juniors, sophomores, and freshmen all in the same team. So it's a matter of skill, not age or grade.
So it won't be split by, well, you're a freshman, you got to be put with these people. It's just on how good you are.
It's on how good you are.
I really like that aspect. And anyone can join?
Anyone can join. So boys, girls, you're homeschooled and you live within the boundaries, you can come in. If you're in high school, you can come in. We can get it done. The other thing that's kind of exciting with it is physical disability doesn't matter, right? So a lot of the other sports, when you play those, if you have physical disability, it prevents you from playing a sport. And a lot of students have been cut out of sports and the high school sport experience because of physical disability. We don't have that in esports.
This is really good because it's very inclusive to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Xbox has made a special needs controller for people with disabilities.
And on top of that, I have a philosophy that mind and body are connected. So my athletes are not only going to be playing on the computer, they'll be working in the weight room, not just working out their wrists, so their wrist is good with the mouse, but their whole body. We'll be doing upper body, core, lower body. They'll be doing running, some sprints, some distance to keep your body in shape, which also keeps your mind fresh, which gets you working ready to dominate on the field.
And for our final question, how much money can be earned from esports and scholarships and such?
Currently, there's about $100 million in scholarships that were offered the last few years for esports. So you can go to college by playing video games. All 4 major universities in the state of Arizona have esports team. The ASU and GCU coaches have been contacting me, asking for players, asking for names, so they can extend these scholarships excuse me, to athletes here at Willow. Like I said, there are 36 majors throughout the country dealing specifically with esports, but esports last year was a $200 million business. Students who are already streaming on Twitch or YouTube don't have to give that up. Whereas in other sports, if you're playing semi-pro with a club, you have to give up the club to play here at Willow. You don't have to do that with esports. So students who are already e-sporting or e-gaming don't have to give up their potential. Outside of that, I mean, championships, you can make $50,000, $60,000, $100,000 by winning a tournament.
Wow.
So there's a lot of money there.
Well, thank you, Mr. Alfred.
Thank you,
I think
Titus.
that concludes the interview.
Yep.